Hello everyone and welcome back. It's the NewMutator bringing you some Myth 2 action. It is the Myth World Cup 2012 and everybody's geared up, ready to rock and roll. We have the Southern Parkian Force here. Game number 2 in their matchup against the Deer. Deer squad over here showing up en masse. Drunken will be leading them Vazazel, Sasper, Jarral, Switch, Paladise, and Sight. Also, once again, joining up for the Deer effort here in the QR2. Chef leading for the Southern Parkians. Vicky, Butters, Man Bear Pig, Eric Cartmanez, Towley, and a Myth Idiot also playing here for the Southern Parkians. Looks like it's gonna be a 7-on-7 this game, and you know, I've said a lot in previous casts about this particular map. It is called Acts of Cruelty. It is fairly common in these two-team competitive tournaments for Myth 2, and it looks like there's a fairly simple trade here for the Southern Parkian squad. I mean, wow, not a whole lot. 4 whites, that's pretty incredible. Are they going to sink them or are they going to pop them? We have, oh, I don't know, 12 goals. We have a large cadre of berserks. I'm not sure if that's quite the maximum amount, but it's a fairly good amount. Of course, 2 forest giants, and look at this, 8 dwarven mortars. That is incredible. And I'm not sure what this is, but it's clearly a whirlpool of death in the middle of the map. So here we have Deer. And you know, I'd be interested to see if Deer are able to pull an upset, or actually you know, doing fairly well in the previous game. And so it would be interesting to see if they were able to kind of steal some of the thunder of the Southern Parkian team, since Southern Parkians are arguably in a good spot for making a finals appearance. They are somewhat favored to win by some people.
Game on.
So once again, Deer getting 7 mortar dwarves, not quite 8. Quite a number less goals. So we'll see how that will work for them. A lot of Thrall Elite. Once again, 0 Solace, so there will be no Solace in this matchup.
Flag captured.
Drunken, of course, he is kind of the captain slash heavy hitter for his team.
Flag captured.
27%, so that will be interesting to see. He's taking both of the Forest Giants, and I think Southern Parkians will be splitting up their Forest Giants. I have to say that I don't really expect this to go well for Deer, seeing the trades and seeing the unit splits. And you know, Drunken is probably thinking, I wish I had 7 players of me on this team. Even though you can't really think that in a competition or in life in general.
Flag
so
captured.
See how that. We'll see if he's able to do anything with 2 Forest Giants. I just think that he's going to be a lot more vulnerable with 2 Forest Giants close together like this, and maybe splitting them up might not be able to react as well. Having someone else controlling one of the Forest Giants, but the problem is he probably doesn't trust anyone else on his team to know exactly how to use a Forest Giant to the kind of to the way that they should be used in competitive play, without dying. So once again, I think the way that I perceive Drunken is he's kind of like the guy who knows he can go. He has a to me, he kind of has, he's kind of fearless, you know, like the way I see him, he thinks, I think he thinks that he can you know, he can hold his own against any of these Southern Parking guys, no problem. And the Southern Parking guys are like, yeah, well, who are you? That's kind of the way I see this complex relationship. Man, bear, pig, controlling another. Well, that Mortar Dwarf is a goner. Drunken does dodge that small pus, and really that was a nice shot getting rid of that pus there. So there's kind of a lot going on. And actually, Drunken does split up those forest giants, so that was probably a good idea. Probably a good thing for him to do. But he does let that Dwarven Mortar just go down. And that other Dwarven Mortar goes down as well. Actually, no. Able to save that Dwarven Mortar. Uh-oh. That could have been a lot worse than it was. A little bit of a misclick there for that control click. He needs to get in there. He needs to force fire. Oh no, Sasper's gonna lose his forest giant. That is unfortunate. And his Mortar Dwarf not doing anything. Could have gotten another shot off and reduced the health of that forest giant considerably, but doesn't really do anything. So yeah, I mean, at a disadvantage here, but still, it could be anybody's game. It's not as bad as it looks. 82%, 67%. Although Deer is being pelted from multiple sides here. There's just so many Mortar Dwarves. They do a little bit of damage to Tally's Mortar Dwarf, but not enough to take it out. And it looks like Vazazel is going to be going out, but not before he gets one last shot off. That is how you do it. And nice effort, but not quite getting. Deer doing a fairly good job of spreading and evading some of these mortar shots. I heard a white go off, but I didn't quite see where that was. And once again, Vicky doing quite a bit of damage here. Both Forest Giants are going to be converging on this middle flag here and taking that out as soon as possible. That is a lot of Thrall elites, but you know, Forest Giants do attack very fast, so if they can come up, well, they can just slap them in the backs like they're doing right now and take them out fairly quickly. So it's going to be 76%, 30%, and really Deer is dropping like flies.
Flag contested.
That was kind of a nice shot. I was kind of glad to see those Mortar Dwarves get bite the dust like that. 68%, 10%. Yep. Kind of a gruesome end here to the Deer effort for game number 2. They do have one flag. Looks like they have three Berserks left. Of course, it's Drunken controlling them. Let's see if he just sends them to their doom or if he drags the game out. They're going to be overrun eventually by the Forest Giant there, and yes, he is forced to turn around and just loses them one right after the other. That is too bad. Deer was doing, you know, okay for a minute there, but I don't think they have what it takes to kind of outperform the Southern Parking team on a clearly this is a very fast-paced map. It's you know, it tends to be, this is like a dark unit set, so I think Deer's more suited to a light unit set. You have to remember, Deer started out as a cooperative play order, and they're going to be more used to kind of using the light units because that's what you use in a single player campaign. And Drunken really not, he didn't really do all that much. You can see there, no kills, 1 damage. So, yeah, not really sure what happened there. Sasper got a lot of damage, but after he went down, it was all over for Deer. And really, Vicky, ridiculous, 190 damage. Pretty ridiculous there. Eric Carmenez doing fairly well, 116 damage for him. So we're going to go ahead and move on to game number 3.